What is going on, comic book fans? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back for another Wednesday pull list, which is your hype video for New Comic Book Day, which is June 28th of 2023. That is either tomorrow or today, depending on how much time I have today to edit this video. But it's probably gonna take me a little bit longer because you guys will notice a brand new graphics look for this video, and I'm working on a full graphics revamp for the whole entire channel. But I wanted to show you guys this new look that I'm putting together, and I really would like your feedback. So make sure you guys are leaving a comment down in the description below, letting me know if you guys like this new look or you don't like this new look. But either way, let me know down in the comments below. So, if you guys are new to the channel and you guys have no idea what a Wednesday pull list is, it's a video where I read all the previous issues to the books that are coming out this week on New Comic Book Day, and I tell you what stories have been really good leading up to this week. So that way you guys have an idea of what stories are really freaking good. I also talk about cover lever picks and all kinds of other things. So let's not waste any more time. Let's go ahead and dive right into this video and let's check out my pull list. So this is my pull list this week. My regulars will notice that this is a smaller pull list than normal, but you guys can't see what those books are. So let me go ahead and throw them up on screen right now. There are 14 books on my pull list this week. There is one new #1, and I got caught up on every single series this week, so every single book you see here could make it on the top 5 must-have pickups. But guys, that is my pull list for this week. Let's go ahead and move over to the next section, which is the chopping block. There is one comic book on the chopping block this week, and that book is Detective Comics. It's a Bat book. I love everything Batman, but guys, this series by Ron V, I'm just not enjoying the story. I'm not engaging with it, and I just really don't care. It's dry, it's long, and I'm just not really enjoying it, and the artwork really isn't for me. So overall, this book is just not my cup of tea, and which is really strange because I am a huge Batman fan. I usually really enjoy all Batman things, but this story right here is not for me. Now, I do believe there is a creative change coming up. I could be wrong. If I am wrong, let me know down in the comments below. But guys, Detective Comics has officially been chopped from my pull list. All right, guys, let's go ahead and move over to the next section, which is my cover lever picks. The first two covers on this list are a little racy. That's right, they're a little sexy, but I could not help but put them on this list. And the first one up is Heat Seeker, a Gun Honey series, issue #1, The Art Germ, Final Order Cutoff Virgin. This cover is gorgeous. Art Germ knocked it out of the park, and I just had to share it with you guys. Now, I'm sure some of you don't enjoy this cover, and that's okay. It's not for everyone, but I really enjoy this cover. And the one after that is 007 for King and Country #3, the Cover J, the 1 in 20 Linzer Virgin variant. Now, this is the Cover A artwork. It is the Virgin version of it, and I really like this cover. I really do. Do you guys like this cover? Guys, if you do, let me know down in the comments below. And the final cover that I have to share with you guys is my favorite of the week, and if I can get this for under ratio price, I'm gonna try to score it, guys. And that is Amazing Spider-Man issue #28, the 1 in 50 Copal variant. This is so good, so good. I have been keeping my eye on this for so long, ever since Oliver Copal put this out on Instagram. It is just so good. It is so freaking good. I would love to hear what you guys think about this cover right here. This is just the epitome of Spider-Man to me. He's got his camera, he's in his little crouch. It is just gorgeous. I love this cover. And that is the final book on my cover lover list for this week. There really wasn't that many good covers, but these three I really enjoyed. But guys, let's go ahead and move over to the next section, which is the new #1 that I just think you guys have to be excited about. With only one new #1 on my pull list this week, it was really easy for me to choose which book to share with you guys. And that book is The Oddly Pedestrian Life of Christopher Cass, issue #1. This is coming from writer James Tynion IV and Tate Bromble, and has art by Isaac Goodhart. Guys, this book sounds really freaking cool in my opinion, and I'm going to go ahead and read the synopsis for you guys. From the New York Times best-selling and multi-Eisner award-winning writers of Something is Killing the Children, The Department of Truth, In the House of Slaughter, and the artists on Victor and Nora, a Gotham love story, comes this LGBTQ+ horror hero coming-of-age series that's Invincible meets Doom Patrol. If you like Invincible and Doom Patrol, this is just a no-brainer, guys. It's also coming from James Tynion IV, which is one of the best writers. But guys, let me go ahead and read the rest of the synopsis. Meet teenage mad scientist Christopher Chaos. For all his life, he knew he was different. His brilliant mind works in ways that defy logic and enable him to do things that push him beyond his peers. Unfortunately, these abilities have also caused great pain in his personal life, leading others to fear him and leaving Christopher with profound loneliness and guilt. Then, one day something cracked. When a cute boy at high school turns out to be a deadly creature, Christopher finds himself pitted in a world of monsters, heroes, and a cult of hunters out to kill him. That just sounds so freaking cool, and I've seen some interior art from this. It looks gorgeous. There's some great covers for this first issue. Guys, I'm just super pumped for it, and there's also a really cool cover for issue number 2 on the B cover, guys. If I have that, I will share that right here. But guys, such an exciting new #1 series coming out this week from James Tynion IV and Tate Brombal. Alright guys, that is all I have to share with you for this book. Let's go ahead and move over to the next section, which is my almost top 5. Now, the almost top 5 list is a list of books that almost made the top 5 must-have pickups list. They just didn't have that little extra to get them there, and there are 4 books on the list this week, so let's go ahead and go over these books. And the first one up is Batman, the Brave and the Bold, issue number 2. Now, normally, I really don't like anthology stories, and that is the truth. I really don't like getting a book with a bunch of different stories from different writers that don't follow continuity, but I gave this book a shot. I read 3 of the 4 stories, and the 3 were really good. We had one from Tom King, one that was written and drawn by Dan Mora. I forgot what the other creator was, but it was really good. And the cover A's on these are done by Simon DeMeo. Whew, there are some fire covers coming out for this book, and that's the main reason why I've been picking up this book, but I gave it a shot, and I really enjoyed it. And after that, we have Action Comics issue number 1056. This book continues to be really good. It's from the writer of Philip Kennedy Johnson. He's doing a badass job of making Superman a really interesting character. He's putting his whole family together in this book, so you get the whole Superman family, which is really cool, and it's art by Rafa Sandoval. But there is a downside. This is kind of an anthology series. There's 3 stories in it. You have the main story about the current Superman family. You have another story about John Kent, but when he was little, and then there's a backup story that no one's reading because who cares? But the first story is really good. And guys, after that, we have 007 for King and Country, issue number 3, another book written by Philip Kennedy Johnson. He is such a great writer. I didn't think I was really going to enjoy a 007 book, but my buddy Chris from Lost in Comics was talking about this book really highly, so I gave this book a shot, and I'm really glad I did because it is really, really good. And after that, we have She-Hulk, issue number 14. Now, this continues to be really good. It's written by Rainbow Rowell, and it's just a good series, but I'm gonna be honest, the reason why it did not make the top 5 list is because I really don't like what they're doing with the relationship with Jack of Hearts and She-Hulk. They're kind of like separating them and putting this new character in there, and I don't like that. I really like the relationship between Jack of Hearts and She-Hulk. I hope they bring that back together, but it's a superhero book. We will have to wait and see. Alright guys, that is the almost top 5. Let's go ahead and dive into the final section of this video, which are my top 5 must-have pickups for this week's new comic book day, which is June 28th of 2023. And the number 5 spot is Green Arrow issue number 3. Now this is coming from writer Joshua Williamson and art by Sean Izaaki. I want to say that's how it's pronounced. I'm probably totally butchering it like I do every single last name on this channel. But guys, this book was really good. The first issue followed the Green Arrow family and what they're doing to get Ollie back. Is he disappeared during Dark Crisis and they don't know where he is, and they're doing anything they can to find him. And then in this issue, we followed more of just Ollie. Ollie is off on this other planet, and I forgot what family member of the Green Arrow family was like teleported to his world, and they're together now. And it was actually pretty cool seeing him on this other planet. He's still doing Green Arrow things. It was just written really well. Joshua Williams did a great job on this series, and the artwork by Sean Izaaki was fantastic. I'm really enjoying this series. I'm a big Green Arrow fan, so that's probably a big reason why I'm enjoying this series so much. But Joshua Williams is such a solid writer. This was just a great book. But guys, that is the number 5 book. Let's go ahead and move over to my number 4. Alright guys, sitting in the number 4 spot is Vanish issue number 8. Now this is coming from writer Donny Cates and art by Ryan Stegman and V. Ken Marion. I want to say that's how it's pronounced, but again, like I said, I'm terrible at pronouncing last names. But guys, this series has been okay so far. But I read issue number 7 yesterday, and I gotta tell you guys, this series got a little better with issue number 7 because we stopped paying attention to the main character in the series, which I think is kind of a boring character. He's kind of tortured, he's on all kinds of drugs, and he's stealing magic from these other people, and he's just lost. And it's uninteresting. But we took a step back and we're following his wife in issue number 7. And spoiler, she is pregnant with his child, and now she's torn because she wants him gone. She doesn't want anything to do with him because he's a hot mess. But she also loves him and has his child in her belly and decides that she will give him one last chance. She will do anything she can to help her husband. And that's where it got really good for me because it became more of a relationship family story, and that was really interesting to me. Before that, it was kind of just like death and torture and like, I don't know, it just wasn't fun. But issue number 7 was really fun. Now, most of the art is not done by Ryan Stegman. He did like the first 3 or 4 issues, and the last few have been done by Ken Marin, and it's been okay. I gotta say the drop off in art has been kind of a disappointment, but Ken Marin is actually pretty good. It's just, I don't know, Ryan Stegman is just so freaking good. But guys, Vanish issue number 8 is in the number 4 spot. Let's go ahead and move over to my number 3. To continue the indie train in the number 3 spot, we have Hell to Pay issue number 6. Now this is coming from writer Charles Soule and art by Will Silney. Guys, this book is so freaking good. The first few issues were kind of a little cheesy and corny, building this whole world up, but the main story follows these 2 characters. It's a husband and wife, and they are together, and they were actually completely tortured. They were like missing body parts, they were in a war, and they went to the Shrouded College. And the Shrouded College was actually able to fix them completely and give them a little bit of powers, but they had a debt they had to pay, and that pay was to collect hell coins. Coins that come up from hell that allow you to summon a demon, and that demon will do something for you, obviously for a cost. And they have been collecting these coins. There's like 666 coins, and once they collected all of them, their debt would be paid and they would be able to keep their body and just live a happy life. But there's also a twist to that because there's a bad guy out there making more coins. He captures people and he like basically drains their soul to make coins, and he actually captured their husband, and he's been like draining his soul and making all these coins. And the wife went to the Shrouded College, was like, will you help me? And they said no. And in issue number 5, she's been on a warpath to do anything she can to get back to him. And it was such a great love story. It's so good because she's doing anything, and she's a complete badass. And it is a great story from Charles Soule, and the artwork by Will Silney is fantastic. This is just a solid independent book, and you guys should be picking it up. And if you guys don't know who Charles Soule is, he's the writer on 8 Billion Genies. Everyone loved that book. And he's also the co-writer on Undiscovered Country. He's just a great freaking writer, guys. All right, guys, that is my number 3 book. Let's go ahead and move over to my number 2. Alright guys, sitting in the number 2 spot is a book that I almost moved to the number 1 spot, but I didn't because it couldn't beat out the number 1 book. But this book is World Tree issue number 3. Now this is coming from writer James Tynion IV and art by Fernando Blanco. Guys, if you guys are not reading this book and you like horror books, what are you doing? This story is perfect for all horror fans, and especially if you kind of like a Matrix type horror story, this is exactly for you because the Undernet has created a character called Fear, and she's out and she's causing complete chaos, making people like do the worst things possible. In issue number 1, spoilers if you don't want to know what happened in issue number 1, but she was able to infect this kid with the Undernet, and he went around and killed like 100 people or something, every single house around him. He just murdered everyone. It was so crazy and insane. But in that issue, they also teased the people who created the Undernet, and they thought they hid it away, but they didn't. And this team is coming back together, and they're gonna try to put the Undernet back in its cage. But guys, they made the Undernet a long time ago, at the beginning of the internet. Now the internet is on everyone's phone. Are they going to be able to contain it, or is Fear going to continue spreading her poison and making people like do the worst things possible? I don't know, but issue number 1 really got under my skin. It was so creepy, and issue number 2 was absolutely fantastic. We met some detectives, we met more team members of the people who are going to try to stop it. It was just a great freaking book, and the art by Fernando Blanco was also fantastic. It fits this book so crazily good. But that is my number 2 book. What can top World Tree issue number 3? Well, stick around and find out. The number one book that I think you guys just have to be picking up this week is another independent. That's right, guys. The list this week went DC, Indie, and we're gonna end it with another. And I'm talking about Indigo Children issue number 4. Now, this is coming from writer Kurt Pyers and Rockwell White, and art by Alex Diotto. Guys, this book is so good. I enjoy it every single month when this book comes out. But let me give you a brief synopsis of this book, because this book is so good. I don't want to tell you too much because you guys need to be reading this book, but I want to get you guys interested in this book. This book is about a group of children that have superpowers, and they were gathered up as children, and they were brainwashed by the government. But now it's 20 years later. They're a lot older now, and one of the characters is able to free himself from the brainwashing and realize who he is and what he's meant to do. And he frees himself, and he goes looking for the other kids who have superpowers to free them from the brainwashing. And it has been so good. Each issue has focused on one kid getting set free, and the group of kids gets bigger and bigger, and the group of kids gets bigger and bigger. It is so good. And the world building they're doing, because you get to and the world building they're doing is fantastic. And it's really cool to see how each kid is so different, and they're in different places in the world, and how they're being used by the people who control them. It is so freaking good. And the team building they're doing little by little, because the team gets bigger and bigger, and the characters are really interesting. They're doing a great job of building out these characters in each issue. It is fantastic. It is such a great book, and the art by Alex Diotto is fantastic. It sells this book so well. And yeah, that is my number one book that I think you guys just have to be picking it up, because it is just so good. 4 independents, 1 DC book on the top 5 list this week. But that is everything that I have for you guys, so let's go ahead and wrap this video up. If you guys are still watching this video right now, you guys know exactly what you are. You guys are legends. Thank you guys so much for supporting this channel and watching this long. But if you guys have not hit that like button just yet, do me a favor and smash that like button. It helps the algorithm so much. Push this video out to more people, and I want more people to be excited for the comic books coming out this week, because there are so many books coming out every single week, and more people need to get down to the local comic book shop or go online and order these books to support these amazing creators. Now, since you guys are still watching the video right now, guys, make sure you guys are leaving a comment down below letting me know what you think about the new graphics look for this video. I put a lot of work into it. It took me about 3 to 4 weeks to put this together, the sound design, the animation. I did it all. I'm really proud of it, but I would love to hear what you guys think down in the comments below. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this video. I know I told you last week I would redraw those 2 winners from the people who have not picked up their books yet, but guys, I just didn't have time to put that together today. I will make sure I have those put together for next week. I really apologize. Alright guys, I might not be back on Friday for my final order cut-off speculation and recommendation show, because I'm leaving on Friday to go upstate to hang out for the 4th of July weekend at my sister's house. I might be able to squeeze it on Thursday, but we'll have to wait and see. So if I don't see you on Thursday or Friday, I'll be back next week with my Wednesday pull list. All right, guys, have a great 4th of July, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.